Hey everyone, today I wanted to talk about some things that you can consider if you feel that you're very low on time, but you have a lot of things that you would like to be incorporating into your day or into your week that would help progress you toward your goals or to be closer to the life that you want to be living. So since you know that I love the poet Rumi, let me tell you something that Rumi said that I think actually translates well into one of these concepts. Rumi said, "Your job is not to seek for love, but to find all the barriers that you've built against it and tear it down." So let's think about this for a minute as it pertains to having time to work toward your goals. If you're really honest with yourself and you think about all the things that you do throughout the day that are just sort of like a placeholder for procrastination, I'm sure you could come up with a laundry list. And don't feel bad because we're all in that boat. That's okay. But the important thing is that we can identify it and we can make a plan to deal with it and be honest with ourselves about how to attack it. So finding small tasks that are just easy to accomplish that make you feel productive but aren't actually doing anything that's contributing toward a larger goal is one huge way in which you put up barriers to prevent you from reaching your goal or to prevent you from even touching actions that would allow you to start achieving your goal, because you just make your busy to-do list and it's a bunch of things that maybe need to get done but could definitely take a back seat on the priorities list, but you've put it in the front seat and you've just misprioritized. And that is definitely a challenge of feeling like you have a lot to do and not enough time to do it. But be very cautious when you find yourself doing things that are just sort of very checklisty and are simple to do, but then you fill your day or your week with a bunch of these things and you never get to the bigger tasks, the more important tasks that are actually going to help you reach your goal. The other thing to think of when you consider any task, whether it's a small task that is one of these minor things like we've been talking about, or if it's actually a larger task that you feel that you have to do, maybe spend some time thinking about what would actually happen if I just didn't do that. And maybe you mean that I just didn't do that today, or I didn't do that this month, or maybe you mean what would happen if I just didn't do it altogether? Would anything bad actually happen? Would there actually be any negative impact or fallout from that? Or am I spending too much time doing things that actually, if they went undone, wouldn't necessarily slow me down or keep me from anything? And then the last barrier to think about tearing down as it pertains to having enough time to reach your goals or to spend time on the things that you want to be spending your time on is definitely the things that you're doing that are actually adversely affecting your ability to reach your goals or your ability to just live a better life. So this could be things like not sleeping enough, spending too much time on social media, any type of addictive behavior, going out and drinking too much, or I guess during COVID times, maybe just staying in and drinking too much. But any of these things that put a clear wall between what you're wanting to spend your time on and what you're actually spending your time on, that's negative. So I think these are the things to consider. What are the things that are just so minor that they don't matter? What are the things that you do just sort of by habit or just because you think that they're important, but actually you've misprioritized them and you've put them in the front seat? They should be definitely in the back seat. And then of course the things that are actually negatively impacting your life that are not helpful at all and that you should just find a way to let go for good. So I think there's a mishmash of, like we talked about, letting things go altogether and maybe just rejiggering, reprioritizing things. And then there's some experimentation of, what if I just don't do this thing? What actually happens? Is there actually a downside? Or am I just optimizing for something that actually doesn't have any impact at all, good or bad? So that's all for today. I hope that this thought helps some of you. And of course, if you enjoyed the video or if you've enjoyed any of my other videos, a like and a subscribe go a long, long way at this point. And I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.